football in this part of the country, and this crowd is ready to go as their guys will match up with the New York Jets.
First 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The first carry for the Memphis man, Antonio Gibson. And right away, he lost the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And they have the football. Take over at the 24-yard line.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Rolling to his right. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Being chased out left. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Out of the gun, Fields.
His throw incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
To throw is Fields.
Dancing to his left. Well, it's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Brandon, a good idea there on third down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
And his kick is right there. It's good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Now Wilson on first down. He finds his man complete. That's Leonard. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
2nd down and 3.
Play action. Now Wilson. That's the tight end Hurst with it.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
And they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got who, what defense you're in. That was totally a blown coverage.
Third and 2, now Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked up by Jamin Davis.
They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Second and goal from the 6 this time. Looking to throw. McDermott escaping the pressure right. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown.
A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And Washington is able to stretch their lead. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. 1-7, their record here at the midway point of the season. And right now this organization, more than likely, if you look at it, CD, probably in for a rough second half of the season.
Well, we've seen teams turn things around in other places. I mean, we've seen 1-7 first halves turn into 5-3 second halves. But with this squad, I think these guys aren't playing to get into the playoffs. They're playing for their jobs. So is the coaching staff. They're coaching for theirs. Front office trying to keep theirs. The heat is on from all directions. And what's interesting is a lot of these guys are playing for jobs and trying to keep their positions. It might be just in the league in some other spot.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Leonard. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on third down.
They go play action now. Wilson. He's going to look deep for more. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. 5-3, their record at the halfway point. And you have to imagine that there are folks saying, hey, if we do that again in the second half, we're 10-6 and we're a playoff team.
I do think, though, that they have a couple things working against them. And number one, the schedule, that's going to toughen up a bit because they've got some division games down the stretch, and those are always difficult. Number two, you know they've got to stay healthy. That's the key to getting to the playoffs and winning in the playoffs. But they've got a shot at it. This is a good football team.
Off play action, Fields.
They'll roll him out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Back to throw, Fields.
And he comes back with one complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Here's a throw off the scramble, and that's complete out left.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
They talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. McDermott. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter.
Here's Fields on the sneak.
And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further.
Koo able to connect on the extra point. And that makes our score 17-0.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into 1st downs and hopefully points.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he stopped immediately there. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. They go play action with Wilson. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete.
And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Play action. It's Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Leonard. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
A quick throw into the hands of Rager.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
From the 24, Wilson.
Eluding the pressure right. Throw right side, caught by Davis. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6.
This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Wilson. Steps away, diving for the end zone, and the ball's knocked out. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Yeah, we had the fumble last week. Now here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play. And maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
This is intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off.
After the interception, here's Wilson. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
But no kneeling for them. They decided they weren't going to run out the clock. They decided to take their shot downfield, hoping to either make a connection or a pass interference call. They wanted more points to put on the board.
2nd and 10. Off the play fake. McDermott sliding out of the pocket. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Fields. Flush to his right.
And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Washington going to send out their punter
as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. Taking it about the 1. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. The 40. Still going past the 30. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Jets. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Point after, up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields.
And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
From the gun, here's Fields.
He's got his man on the crossing route. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
51 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Escapes the defender. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Washington.
Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Taking it about the 1.
Now a hit and a loose football.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Flushed out right. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now it's Wilson.
And quickly finding Rager.
And some space here. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A big play that time on the catch and run.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10. Down at the 31. Now Wilson. Throw left side. Caught by the tight end Hurst. 3 yards the gain there. 2nd down.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. On 1st down, Wilson. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wilson, he's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Again, that's Hurst. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again.
Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
They'll run here on 3rd and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jets are able to cut into this deficit. And oh, he clanks it off the right upright, and it's no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
Very short kick taken right at the 20. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Fields. Escaping the pressure right. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. In the third quarter here in D.C., a 2nd and 10 upcoming. Now it's Fields. Eluding the pressure right. Got a man and he hits him in stride. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll run with Gibson. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. And even 100 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Now a play fake here on first down. He'll buy some time right. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll run on first down. It's Gibson. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Charles, when you talk about free safeties, I think one word comes to mind, range. And we saw an example of a rangy free safety right there. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Operating from the gun, McDermott, touchdown! Antonio Gibson, he scored on the ground and through the air. And Washington going to add on to their lead. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Taking it about the 1. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. At their own 20-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach, and let's face it, this season certainly has not gone the way many had expected or at least hoped. And I think we saw some of that frustration boil over with his weekly press conference earlier this week.
Yeah, we certainly...
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy, and he will bring this one back. It is a pick-6 for a Washington touchdown. Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
Taking it about the 1. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them.
Back to the air, Wilson after the pick six.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Under pressure, and they got to him again.
So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And not his best effort there, as this one's going to be spot. Down just outside of the 40-yard line. On first down, Gibson breaks a tackle. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
124 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
To throw on second down, McDermott. He finds his man, complete. It's Peterson. And they move this all the way down to the 9.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Broken tackle. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, it don't matter. It don't matter.
Brings up the 4th and goal.
The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1.
They snap it to Fields.
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. Say, all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of the credit, being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Taking it about the 1. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Flush to his right.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And it goes down.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll be fourth down. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will great